What's up, peoples? Marie, got the Holmes up in here. Jose, happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the Zero to a Milli. We going from a zero to a milli, and we're not going to do it in a week, unfortunately. Dang it! I really thought I was going to be able to do it. I was going to go from 0 to 1 million in 3 weeks. Not happening. So until that point, we'll just keep chugging along. Keep what I call chunking. We'll just like chunk today, chunk next week, chunk the next week after that, and just keep making progress, right? Just keep closing the gap on what we want this dream business to look like. But now we have officially finished the month of March, so we have March total numbers, and yeah, we'll share those. We'll share those today. We're through the first couple weeks of starting anything new. There's always like there's a process to get going, and then you start to get into habits, things that you're able to do consistently, and yeah. So like I feel like this is finally the first. This is like the first week this week that I'm like, okay, like I know what to expect. I've got on. I shouldn't say know what to expect. I have a better idea of what to expect, and I have got on sales calls. I've been talking to uh, cleaning applicants, talking on interviews, and then now talking to clients and handling client complaints and getting on people on reoccurring. And we had a team meeting this morning. So yeah, just like starting to get into the swing of things, starting to get some consistency in business, and that's ultimately, I think, what is valuable in any business is consistency. And so then it just becomes, are you consistently doing the right things to get up what you're looking for? So everybody in here is consistent. Most of you guys are just consistently doing the wrong things. So that's what this call is for, is to show you here are the things that we have done with the first business that now we are replicating in the second business. And these are the things that we're doing consistently. And if you're not doing the things that we're doing, then it's a good opportunity for you to look at what you're doing consistently and being able to match it up and like, oh, maybe I'm focusing too much over here, and I should take an account for what these guys are doing and start focusing a little bit more on these inputs, right? So that's really the goal of this, is to help bridge that gap so you guys can see what you're doing and seeing what we're doing, like what are the things that we're doing differently. And so maybe you should start doing those things. Okay. So who's ready for some data? Who's ready for some data? Week number, I don't know, is it 4? Is week number 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Week number 4. Okay, cool. So I'm going to share my screen here. All right. Everybody see the screen? Make it a little bit bigger even. Make this big. Okay. Marie, can you see the screen? Yeah? Cool. Alrighty. So this was 325 to 331. This closed out the week, or closed out the month. So this week we had 74 job ticket hours. We almost doubled our job ticket hours from the week before. The week before we had 34 job ticket hours. And we almost doubled the week before that, which we had 13. And the week before that, we almost doubled before that. So next week, guys, we're going to do 150 job ticket hours. That's the goal. Probably not. But fun to think about. Average number of cleaner hours. We had our average cleaner numbers hours last week was 9. It's great. We have 3 cleaners, which was the same as the previous week. So we didn't grow any cleaners last week. Monthly revenue. So we ended March with $5,600 in total revenue. Last week we did $2,650. Sorry. This number is not correct. Monthly revenue, weekly revenue. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. So last week we had done $2,600 monthly revenue, and then this week we had done $5,600 because our weekly revenue was actually $2,900. Dang, we did better. That was a good week. We almost tripled our weekly revenue last week. I was like, that number's not making sense. So that's actually kind of cool to see. I like this. So yeah, last week we did almost $3,000 in revenue, as compared to $1,200 the week before. So 3 grand, that means we're only about $1,500. If you look at our goal right here, we're only about $1,500 away per week of being on track to make $20,000 a month. So that's what I'm looking for. Again, like, I'm trying to make this simple. Like I'm trying to find ways to win. And so that's why we do this data, is because if you guys can like literally find, like, if I just can do $4,600 a week, if I can do this 4 weeks in a row, hashtag consistency, then I can make $20,000 in a month. Cool. How do I just make $4,600 in a week? Well, I got to do 19 cleans, right? That's what it says here. I need to do 19 cleans. And last week I did 13, which was almost triple what we did the week before. So that's good. It's good. That's good. That's good. And right now I have cleaners. I have enough cleaners to be able to handle the capacity. I have 3 cleaners right now who can handle that capacity. And we have 1 in training this week, which I'll show you guys down here. So I would say that these numbers are promising. We're making progress. And yeah, so good numbers to see from last week. So again, as you guys can see here, monthly revenue is 5,600. This week revenue 2,950. Inside QuickBooks, we've only collected 2,200 of that because most of it was last week. So a lot of that other $2,900 hasn't been. It's still processing. It'll come into the bank account this week. Outstanding invoices, we have 1 for 350 and then 1 for 150. Okay, marketing. So Google pay-per-click, we're not spending any money on PPC. I could probably just take this off here because there's a very low probability that I will be spending money on PPC anytime soon. Facebook ads and Google local services are just like, they're just dominant as far as the cost per lead in comparison to pay-per-click, and it's just one less confusing thing, one less thing I need to check. So I will probably eventually just take this off because the probability of us using Google PPC is very, very low. That being said, we spent $486 last week on ads in these 2 numbers combined. So from Google, again, we got 0 because we're not advertising there. On Facebook, we got 15 leads from Facebook. 0 Messenger, we had 2 missed call leads. We had 6 from Google Local Services. We had 0 homepage leads. We had 1 incoming call lead, and we had 0 referrals. So we had 24 total leads. And so our cost per lead is about $20 per lead, which is a pretty good lead cost. I like it. I think last week was like something silly, like $9. Let's look at it. Yeah, $9. So again, if you guys are looking at lead costs over the course of a weekly time horizon, like it can fluctuate drastically. So I'm less concerned about lead costs over a weekly basis, and I'll look at it more over like a monthly basis or even a quarterly basis as a way to just ensure that we're doing the best we can to control our lead costs, but it's something that we don't have as much control over, but we have more control over the conversion of the leads, which is what I'm going to talk about next, which to me is the most important piece. So sales. So right now we have 7 spots open, 7 days out. So I basically have 7 spots that I can fill. And this week specifically, this number actually has gone down now. I filled a couple spots today. So I think right now we only have like 3 spots, which is why we need more cleaners. Last week, calls made 210 calls. I think the week before, let's see what the week before was. 92, yeah. I doubled the amount of people that I called the week before. I made a lot of calls last week. We had 12 answered, 19 missed. I performed 10, or I had 10 discovery calls scheduled, and I performed 12. Okay. Now, it's actually pretty good because I think Jessica just got on here. We talked about this number. In the past, I had said that I wanted the scheduled and performed to be the same, but after taking time to actually process that comment more, I realized that I like the idea of like how many calls were scheduled, and then how many calls did I actually get on as a way to see the difference in how many phone calls we actually made. So I think the other thing, is Jessica on here?
Yes, I'm here.
I think the other thing that I would probably do is like how many of these discovery calls actually showed. So maybe it's even less about schedule and how many discovery calls showed. I think that's actually the number I'm missing. I'm actually going to change it right now. So like, this doesn't make sense because I had a lot of no shows.
Okay.
So now I'm just thinking about it. So discovery calls showed, which actually this number is not right, but I need to make a note for myself to make this change next time. We could even put both of those numbers on there. We could put scheduled, showed, and performed.
Yeah,
So
that
then we
would
could,
probably be the whole story of what
yeah,
happened.
we could get the whole story. Yeah. So I think that's what we're missing. We're just missing scheduled, showed, performed. Cool. Okay. That's actually good. Thank you. We had 7 people buy last week. New client revenue was $2,300. Um, I did 3 conversion calls, converted 3. Katie did 1 and converted 1 as well. I don't know why this isn't a dollar amount. So last week, yeah, and then I changed this to conversion client projected monthly revenue. So that means that if you had a biweekly client at 150, then they would actually they would be $300. If you had a client who converted to monthly at $150, they'd be 150, as an example, right? So because I think it matters. Is there a difference between getting a weekly client and a monthly client as far as the projected revenue? So I was like, I care more about the projected monthly revenue than just like if that like what their very next clean um what the very next clean amount was. Because if it's $100, I'm like, meh. But if it's $100 4 times a week or 4 times in a month, that sounds pretty cool. So that's what I changed this to. I just didn't update I didn't define it well right here. So sales is good. This sales makes me promising, right? Like I love the activity. I love the amount of calls that were made. I love the number of calls that were answered. Closed 7 people, 3 conversions or 4 conversions. It's great. Really, the only reason that these numbers aren't higher, if I'm being completely truthful with you guys, is because like I'm doing this all in 3 hours. I have from 9 to 12. That's all I'm doing this in, and then I'm doing calls like this, and I have other obligations that I'm doing. So all this is done within about 3 hours a day. So as that being said, this is like specifically because I see Jessica on here. Like this is what somebody can do in 3 hours. So like what can somebody do for 8 hours or 6 hours for that matter, right? Like activity. Like activity is what is going to convert. Okay. Nettie, do you have a question specifically on sales? Cool. Go for
Um,
it.
I'm wondering, on your calls that were made, was that all from Facebook ads, or like how did you get those calls?
How do I
Did
make
you
these
cold
calls?
call?
Yep, they're all from leads. So if I go into my Go Hello, actually my Go Hello is right here. Cool. I go to my pipeline. So you can see what my pipeline looks like, and you can see all my leads right here. And I just start going down the line. I call Steve, and I call this is a Google LSA, or actually this is just a missed call lead, right? Incoming call, incoming call. I just literally go down this list and I start calling people. Okay. And then when I get to the bottom, I get to Audrey. Guess what I do?
What?
I go back to the top and I call them again.
Because they didn't answer?
So they didn't answer.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I go all the way back through here again. Usually I'll pick up 1 or 2 people on the second time. They'll answer the phone and then I'll convert them. And then when I get to the bottom, I'm gonna do it again.
Redo.
Like go back to the top, do it again. Right. So the system is calling your leads 3 times a day. Okay. And now this is the main lead list that I have because like I don't have a lead list. Like like the benefit that all you guys have right now over me is that you guys have existing people who have done business with you. You guys have leads that you guys have in your pipeline. Like I literally have to talk to brand new people every single day. So like I'm hunting. I'm hunting. And now as I start to get more and more people, now I start to have more and more lists of calls. So like you guys, for example, we'll have, maybe you guys have some think about it, right? So you can call some think about it lists. You have people who no show discovery calls. So this is another list. Again, like I don't have very many people on any of these lists, but you guys probably have some people on this list. Cancel before the first clean. I only have 2 people. Okay. I don't have anybody who's canceled recurring services yet. But eventually, like, I'll call that list too. Right? Completed, conversion call completed, no conversion. Yeah, so right now I have these people just sitting in being performed. So I have them sitting in right now. But these are all the lists. So then again, I would call this list, and then I would come over here to this think about it. I would call this list, and then 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 eventually I would start calling this list. So these no for nows. This would be another list you call. These are ones that are a little bit tougher ones. I would probably just send text messages to this list, right?
And that's on your those scripts that you have that is basically people that either said they don't want it right now or just that one that you have.
Yep.
So on these though, did they come through your like Google LSA or Facebook ads?
You can see everywhere where they came from. You can see this guy came from Facebook. This guy just called us. This guy, I actually talked to this person. I answered this call, so this was an incoming call lead. Facebook. You see the majority of these are from Facebook. You see a couple referrals in here. You'll see LSA in here. So like you see right below it. That's why like I have you guys set up your systems just like me, so you can actually see exactly where people are coming from. Like LSA, Facebook, incoming call. Facebook, LSA, right? And then you can see the people who closed. So let's look at the people who closed. So we have closed. We have Facebook, Google LSA, Facebook. Referral, Facebook. Clean performed, Facebook, missed call, Facebook, referral. Again, like that's why I have these all tracked in here, so you actually can get pretty good ideas like where are the majority of these leads coming from. You can see the majority of them are coming from Facebook.
Do you have any of your like to teach us how to do Facebook ads in even the Decade in a Day program or not yet?
Yeah. Nettie, so you have access to it. Well, I shouldn't say that. You have one step away to have access to it. So when you go into Classroom, Facebook done on your own ads. This is the step for you right here. This right here will show you exactly the 23-step system on how to build Facebook ads. This is the system that I created specifically for like Jessica and Lucas and for Renee Krause, who's on here, and Anna Harris, who's on here, and I'm trying to think who else is on here. What else? I did this for Renee Smith as well. So they're part of the advisor program. And part of that advisor program, I said that I would do their Facebook ads for them. And I realized that instead of me doing it for you, let me just teach you how to do it. And so I went and I spent $300 and I bought a hotel and I spent a weekend and I created this system. Like, it is really freaking good. It's the best. It's one of the best walkthrough videos I've ever done. And you better do it quickly because Facebook is already changing shit. As I was helping Jacinta, who came with the Decade this weekend, and Facebook's already changing shit. So go into here and start and go through this process. It's going to take time, Betty. You're gonna mess up. You're gonna have some issues, but you're gonna watch this video as close as you can. It's a 21-minute video, and it gives you 23 steps for you to create your Facebook ads. Okay. Actually, you're actually gonna start back here. You gotta actually create your meta account first. You gotta set up your Facebook pixel and your custom conversions before you set up your 23-point system. Okay, but because you're part of Decade in a Day, you have access to this.
Okay, I didn't realize that one was I had access to. I've been doing the Decade in a Day stuff though.
Yeah.
Like in that one.
So there is one step though. You do have one step in order to, because right now, if you actually go into this, you'll see that you don't have it. So there is one step you need to do, and I'm trying to see where it's at right here. Where's Tyler at? Okay, so this right here, I need you to do this. I need you to do the take-home pay calculator and the $1 Million Blueprint together. And
okay.
So once you do that, you post it. I'm gonna share with you right here. At Nettie. Okay. And so you can see here, Renee Smith did it. You can see here that Tyler Stowers did it, and Bada E did it, and Bobby and Jackie, Lucas and Jessica, of course, did it. Alyssa, I think Alyssa's on here as well. I did it myself as well. Anna Harris did it. And so the reason why this is so important is because the $1 Million Blueprint, which everyone here has heard of, and I think like you have done, I know for sure, Nettie, it was missing something. It was missing this. It was missing the desired take-home pay, right? Because who cares making $1 million if you're making $0 of a take-home? Okay. This is going to show you, you're going to ask a question. How much money do I want to take home? And you're going to say $15,000, $10,000, $20,000, whatever it is that you want to like put in your pocket. This is not revenue. This is like, I pay all my expenses. I pay my cleaners. I pay my marketing bills. I pay everybody. And I take home X amount of dollars a month. Okay. And then when you're able to determine that number, then using your data, you'll come back through here and it will show you where your actual monthly revenue target is. So the likelihood of it being actually $1 million is probably, I don't know. It might not be $1 million. It might be like in this case, like for Tyler, his desired take home pay was $17,000. He only needs to make $65,000 a month in order to take home what he wants to make. Okay. And then based on that, then his monthly revenue goal, he plugs into his $1 million blueprint. And then he's like, okay, so in order for me to make $65,000 a month, I just need 20 cleaners. I need to do 71 cleans a week. Now, all of a sudden, getting to 20 cleaners and getting to 71 cleans, it doesn't mean $65,000 a month. It means taking home $17,000 a month. Nettie, what could you do with $17,000 a month in take home pay?
Way more than I know what to do with.
Yeah, exactly. So now all of a sudden it's like, now it becomes like, this is worth it. It becomes, now I'm willing to do some uncomfortable things. I'm willing to challenge myself. I'm willing to go through the proverbial shit because making $65,000 a month, whatever, it's good for the status. It's good for the ego. It makes you like, yes, look how cool I am. But really, taking home $17,000 a month, that is freedom. That's choice. That says you can say F you to a lot of things that you're currently doing that you can't say F you to right now. Right? So the more things that you can say F you to, the happier you're going to be. Cool? Now, if you want trainings specifically on how to do those two calculators, this is also important. Those are in Decade a Day. Okay, so let me pull this back open. So Decade a Day. So those two calculators, Nettie, are right here. So take home pay and then $1 Million Cleaning Business Blueprint. Okay, so you do this one first. You can watch me. Okay, I do a little screen flow and I show you exactly what to do here. Okay, and then use this take home pay doc, use the take home pay calculator, and then once you do that, then you'll take whatever the number you get at monthly revenue and you plug it into the $1 Million Blueprint. And then it all of a sudden makes sense of like, this is what my actual goal for my business is 65,000 or 70,000 or 8,000 or whatever it is, because that number is associated with how much money I actually want to put in my pocket.
Okay.
Cool. So
yep, I'll do it.
once you do that, and then you plug that into the group, I will unlock the Facebook ads for you, which you do have access to because you are in Decade a Day. But do those two things for me first, because then you have clarity on exactly why you're spending money on Facebook, why you're actually bringing new leads into your business. Okay, clarity is going to allow you to like be focused on growth rather than like, I have no idea why I'm spending money on Facebook. Why am I even growing this business? Right? Because there will be times where you get challenged when things are not going to go the way you want to. And you're like, why am I doing this? That's why. Because I'm taking home $17,000 a month. Freedom. Cool?
Yeah, I got it.
Cool. All right. Marie, I'm going to keep going here, and then I'm going to come back to you, okay? I got off track. I got to go back to this. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to unshare my screen here. And I have my hand raised. Why is it's like, because I keep actually raising my hand in real life. And it keeps on raising my hand. It's so funny. Okay. Let me get through this, and then I'll answer your question. Okay, so back to sales. So, sales, cool. Lots of volume. That's the key. Client fulfillment. Last week we did 13 cleans. We have 4 reoccurring clients. We have 3 reoccurring clients. So if you guys have not been on here for the first couple of times, the difference between reoccurring versus reoccurring Reoccurring is what everyone thinks of as like you have a client who's on a weekly, bi-weekly, every 4 week cadence. Okay. Residential cleaning. Reoccurring are people who are not on a subscription of weekly, bi-weekly, every 4 weeks, but these people get their homes or this is a customer who gets cleans with you. So primarily in these situations for us, these are Airbnbs. Okay, so Airbnbs aren't necessarily on a consistent, actually not on a consistent basis whatsoever, but they might get cleaned once a week, they might get cleaned twice a week, they might get cleaned every other 2 weeks or so. But these are reoccurring clients. You could also include people like if you have a relationship with a property manager or a real estate agent, they would also be reoccurring clients. Okay, you could also have just individuals who are not on a weekly, bi-weekly, every 4 week cadence. Maybe you have somebody who's on a every quarterly cadence, or someone's on every two-month cadence. You could technically call them reoccurring as well. Okay. New clients, we did 11. Reoccurring, we did 0 last week, and then 2 reoccurring cleans. We had 7 new Google reviews. We actually did have a couple client complaints. I don't think I actually filled this portion out yet. Okay, cleaner acquisition. Yeah, so the bill for Indeed just hit today. So I think we actually spent like $120-something. It just didn't hit till today. But we had 17 applicants. We did 5 cleaner prospect calls. We had 1 interview scheduled. Nobody showed up, so that means nobody was offered. We currently have 3 cleaners that are graduated. We have a gal who started today. She showed up. She got onboarded. She'll do infield training. Started infield training today, and then Katie is her trainee, or her trainer, excuse me. We currently have 19 reviews. Our goal is to get to 50. Last week, JTH, Katie had 17, Shayna had 24, Bridget had 28, and then Navy, it's actually a contractor we used, did 3.5 hours last week. Let's see here. Yes, we had 74 JTH, 8.5 hours cleaned. Cool. Client complaints. Yes, we had 2 client complaints. We had 1 move out clean. You guys probably don't give a shit, but I totally underbid this. I totally underbid the move out clean by like 4 hours. Like it was totally my fault. It was bad. Katie went back and fixed it though. And then with Patty, it was actually really easy. This correction clean took like 30 minutes to do, and we ended up getting her daughter's house as well. She bought a clean for her daughter, so that was good. We have no canceled recurring clients because we just started getting recurring clients, so that's it. So that was our week number 4. Week number 4 of Mesa 5-star cleaning. Yeah, it's good. It's cool to see. It's cool to see progress. So eventually, like these big numbers will start, like they will slow down. Like we won't continue to double and triple our growth week after week. So April will be a good. It'll be our first full month. Our first full month. So we'll see if we can beat the $5,600 we did in March. Yeah. Okay. That is what happened in Mesa High Stock cleaning for last week. So Marie, I got you.
I forgot my question and then I remembered again what it was. But when you were in your Go High level, I noticed the clients had like prices on them. You could see the revenues. Like, where do you add that in?
Yeah, it's actually something I got from Renee Smith. So on her calls, I saw that and I was like, how do you do that? So I will share that with you guys as well. Let me open my screen up again. All right, so if you come into, so for instance, Bonita, she was somebody we just closed this morning. Opportunity value, you just plug it right into here. Right there. And then you can see here, you can see the green versus the black. So yeah. If I were to change her to status, I could change her to 1, then it will change her to green. Okay. And so the way that I am doing this currently is that until we do the clean performed, I'm not considering them 1. So like, as you guys saw, and you guys all have experienced as well, like you might sell somebody, but they might cancel for their first claim. Okay. So I don't consider them one until we actually perform the claim. So it's been very rare that once we perform a claim that we don't get paid for it. So once we actually perform the claim, then I consider that um, a one. And so if you use the same system, you got to go to filters. Oops, not filters. Yeah, filters, and the one is going to be the default is going to have it removes all your ones from your list. So if you do actually want to see this and you want to see, I think for our cleaning business specifically, like just because we have won a client, like we have to continue to sell them. We have to continue to sell them. We can upsell them. They will eventually leave, and we're going to have to resell them again. But I actually want to keep I want to keep people we've sold on this list because they're actually continuing we want to continue to market these people. Okay. In different types of businesses where they're like what I call hit it and quit it businesses, like transactional businesses. Sure. Like you make one sale and they're gone and they're dead to you, then you can make them go away. But our business is not that way. Like just because we make a sale, does like now the work begins. Now we need to market to them more. We need to talk to them more. So if you click on this right here, or excuse me, this filters, it will the default will be to have all your one the opportunities that are one, it'll take them off the list. So you just come up there and you just take that filter off, and that way you actually can see them. They'll stay on your opportunities. Cool.
Okay. And then I noticed in your spreadsheet there that like your average revenue per clean was $227. Is that, but you have a lot of initial cleans right now, right? Since you're starting, like.
Correct.
So I'm selling like tickets that are way higher than that, and like then I feel discouraged because of, how much pushback I get on those prices. Like, so how are you able to sell an average of 227? Like, what size of homes do you have there?
I guess I don't understand your question.
It just seems like really cheap. Like if 227 for like an average initial clean, like do you have higher initial clean fees, or do you just like jump right into like a biweekly price of 225, let's say?
Yeah, no, I don't. We never sell reoccurring on the first thing. We always sell a first clean, and so that can be a deep clean. That could also just be we will sell a maintenance clean on the first one as well, but we don't sell reoccurring on the first one, I guess. And to answer your question, this is actually something that I helped Renee Smith with, is that you always present the deep clean price. Like I call the deep clean the dream clean. Like this is everything. Like our cleaners spend the most time. It's the most thorough clean. Like everything that you just said, Mrs. Client, like we hit that and we go above and beyond. Okay. That's one option. The second option is what I call our budget friendly option. And that's our maintenance clean, right? And that one, it's one time over everything. It's a little bit more budget friendly. We cap it at 4 hours, for example, and that is going to be a $200 claim. Right? Which one do you prefer?
Okay, you cap it at 4 hours. I feel like
I'm making shit up in that sense. That was the case. I want to grab my hand. It's so funny. You give people options.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, I do the same.
Let me say this: you give people options right now, Marie, but you're giving people the option between saying yes or no.
I mean, I do the same. Our deep cleans are like expensive, right? Like super expensive. But even the initial standard clean or like initial maintenance cleaning is still a lot more expensive than it would be on a bi-weekly basis or a monthly basis, right? Like both options are more expensive than the price moving forward.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think the thing that I think is helpful for everybody to understand is like we're all selling the same thing. We're selling cleaner's time in a client's home. And so whatever your man hour rate is like it's gonna be comparable to everybody else. Whether you're selling it for $50, $55, $60, $65, $70, like ain't no one selling it for like $150 man hours. Like ain't nobody in here expensive. Right? So you as a salesperson, if you're only thinking about it from your perspective and not from the client's perspective, then if you say, we only do this, like, and you should have constraints in your business, but the more constraints that you have, the more limitations you have, the more resistance you put up. And so if your business doesn't need more customers, then you can put up more resistance. If you currently need more customers, then lower the resistance, right? So what I'm telling you is I'm telling you Mesa 5-star. In Bozeman, we don't do that.
Okay.
So we just offer the clean. And guess what? Yes or no? Like we don't like at this point, like we don't need more. We're not in this specific moment. We're not in desperate need of more clients. Actually, it's the other way around. Like we have a waiting list, and so we're selling it for more expensive. And if client says no, I'm like, okay, it's okay. So
Yeah,
it depends on what season you're at in your business.
curious about that average price because it seems like it's low, but I guess like if I was offering that price, like I would have a lot more sales. I just don't see how I could get it to like an average of
So
225.
I think most reoccurrings, as I look at our Bozeman location, are somewhere in that like 200 plus or minus. Like they're all like most reoccurring cleans are in there. And so like this is an average, which means that like we have average cleans or we have initial cleans that are $500, $600, $700, $800, and then we have cleans that are $200, $150. So again, like this right here is it's just an average. So
Okay.
yeah, and really, um, yeah. So I guess what is the problem you're actually trying to solve?
I was just curious because since you all have a new business, I assumed that most of your sales are initial cleans currently, right? Because you don't
They're
have
all
a
initial,
recurring
they're
business
all
yet.
initial
So
cleans.
like just that price tag for initial cleans seemed really low to me, and so I was wondering
Yeah.
like, am I like selling
Yeah.
the wrong thing because I'm selling it too high for like a lot more time? Like, is it? I don't know.
Yeah. That's why I said you sell both. And so like I think initial clean is the wrong word. Like I think you're thinking deep clean. So like on an initial clean, we will sell deep cleans or we will sell maintenance cleans. Like a
Mm-hmm.
deep clean, depending on the size of the job, could be $500, $600, $700. And then we throw like what we call a maintenance clean or an a la carte clean, and we say, hey, it's like if I find that the client's budget is $200, then I will sell a clean for $200 on the very first clean. Because I'm trying to fill schedules.
Okay.
And as we
So
get more and more clients, then again, if we need clients less and less, then I will have a higher standard of like, we only will do this. Like, then I'll say we only do this because we can just say no, and that's okay. But like right now, I'm saying yes.
you'll say yes to a $200 clean and clean the whole house, even if it takes 5, 6
No,
hours?
we just spend less time in the home. No.
Okay.
No. So again, I'm not saying that you're going to negotiate your price. I'm just going to negotiate the amount of time we spend in your home. If you have a budget of $200, then I will spend 4 hours in your home. That's it. So like you make your priority list, we will hit your priorities, but we're going to spend 4 hours in the home.
Yeah. So do you ask for that budget up front, or do you give them the two options first, the deep clean and
Yeah.
the other clean, and then
You can ask for the budget up front. Nobody will give it to you. It's like sacred, right? So again, that's where you have to. That's why I try to get the deep clean, and then I like to give the like the general clean price as like AB options. Like one is high, one is lower. I call this the budget friendly, and then it's like, tell me your thoughts. I'm like, oh, you know, I can't do the $300 or $400 option. I think that $200 option seems a lot more realistic. It's like, okay, cool. And so the difference is it's not a time we spend. So if you want to help us out and you want to like pick things up and like to do these other things, then great. Like we'll spend this much time in the home, we'll get these priorities done, and we'll stick within your budget. That sound fair to you? That sounds fair to me, right? So when you have budget people, they honestly are more concerned about their budget than they are than the whole house gets done. Like they need to get their pain points done. But then on the other side of the spectrum, you'll have people who don't give a shit about budget. They're just like, I want my thing done. And so that's why you have both options, because like you actually don't know. We talk to somebody for the first time, like I have no idea whether I'm talking to somebody who wants a dream clean or somebody who just is like has a budget in mind. They want the most value. That's all. And by the way, and some people are just like really crazy. And I say really crazy, but they have really crazy expectations, or they've had a solo cleaner clean their home, and they'll think everything's wildly expensive, and so like that's okay too. Like it's
that's
also okay just
yeah,
to hear it no.
that's kind of what I'm coming across. A lot of people with
Yeah.
huge houses that like are 5,000 square feet and they're expecting to pay $150. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
So when I
That's
hit
okay.
them with the $700 price tag, it's
Yeah.
yeah, it's difficult to overcome those objections. And
100%. 100%.
yeah,
Those ones are difficult. Actually, they're not difficult because it's just like it's not even close. You're like, dude, like whoever does like, here's my response to that. I was like, dude, go hire that person. Like, go get that person again. Like, why are you talking to me? Because they didn't do a good job. Okay, right? Or like, yeah, I should. Like, yeah, and give me their number too. Like, if you can get a better deal, go get a better deal. Like, so this is actually something that Jacinta was here this weekend for Deck in a Day, and I told Jessica and Lucas earlier to do. This will maybe help you, Maria. I think this actually will really help you. Is that when okay, what do you think what do you think the goal of a sales of a call that you do of these discovery calls? What is the goal of a discovery call?
to book a cleaning.
For what?
For what?
Sorry, what is the goal of a discovery call?
To get a new client, book a cleaning.
Cool. So my goal when I hop on a call with a prospect is to serve them. If I'm not the best fit for them, I'm not going to book a call. I'm not going to book them on the schedule. And so if I get on a call and they're not a good fit, like I don't get disappointed. If I get on a
Yeah.
call, like I will help them. I'm like, hey, like literally back to what you said, was like, if you can go get that deal, like go back. Like why are you talking to me? Like for real, like I will get curious. Like, so if you had somebody clean your house for $20 an hour, then like why are you talking to me? Like for real, like why don't you just have them do it?
So when I do have that conversation with them, they do admit that, they were not happy with the quality, but it's just like too much of a difference that like
Yeah,
they can't like grasp their, they can grasp the difference.
cool. And then so it's like, okay, cool. Like, do you mind if I explain what the difference is? And it's not just the quality of the clean, but it's also the experience. Do you mind if I share with you? Like, do you want to know? Like, I mean, I don't have to share with you, but like, if you want to, again, like, I'm just trying to help them. I'm trying to serve them so they can, like, whether they do business with me or they do with somebody else, like, I just want to help. Marie, I do not give a shit whether they give me money. Not even a little bit. Every single person on here who has given me money, I don't give a shit about your money. I've told a lot of you guys no. In fact, I think I've told you no, right? In all fairness, right? Like, I don't care. I want to help you. And that doesn't always involve us working together. Right? And so if somebody does say no, I'm like, it's okay. Like I'm not trying to sell someone, I'm just trying to help them. Right? And so if you come at that with that mentality, that energy that you give when somebody doesn't buy from you, it will help you more than it helps them. And that's what's important, is that you feel good. Because guess what? You got to pick the phone back up and you got to call the next person and the next person, because it's just a numbers game. It's just numbers. 210 calls. It's just numbers. And so yes, you're gonna get some people who are gonna tell you no. You're gonna get people who are like, you're freaking crazy. And like, and you know what you're gonna do? You're not going to argue with them. You're not going to fight them. You're going to try to help them. That's who you are. Right? And you do that
Yeah.
enough times, the probability of you winning goes up. When your goal is to help people rather than to try to book calls or try to make sales, try to make money, right? So I told this to Jacinta the other day. Somebody opted in for Facebook ad, messaged her for 4 or 5 messages, and then asked her what her address was, and realized that she was not even close to us. Right, she was like an hour and a half away, and it was a good reminder for me. I was like, okay, like this is my reminder. And so instead of just being like, bye, Felicia, like, oh, I'm so excited to talk to you, so excited to talk to you, and then I Google her address and she's an hour and a half away. I'm just like, F you, lady, right? Like, you suck. You're not in the right spot. I went into her area. I Googled cleaning companies in her area. I found the 5, like, ones that had the highest rating, and I screenshot it and I sent it to her. And I said, hey, check out these cleaning companies that are in your area, right? And I mean, her response was just like, thank you. That was it. Like, it wasn't a big deal, but instead of me just being like ghosting her, like, I would have thought about it from the standpoint that I'm here to serve every single person. Okay.
Yeah, I
I
do
do the
that
same
too.
thing with applicants too, by the way. So like I'm doing the applicants too, and like people like are like, whether they're like I'm texting them and I'm realizing that they're not good fits or not, I will still respond back to them. I'll say, hey, like, and or they say like, I already found a job. I'm like, congratulations, good for you. And most people just will not respond. And those are like the little things as somebody who's talking to hundreds of people every single day. Again, this game is it's a volume game. Like you need those things more for you than they are for them. That thing that I sent to, I can't remember what her name was, Johnny or Tawny or whatever her name was, the client who's in the hour and a half away from us, like that was for me. Like it was for me more like I was helping her, but it was for me. It was my reminder to be like, I'm helping people. I have to get on more sales calls. I got to talk to more people. And the time that somebody's like, oh my gosh, you guys are crazy, you're greedy, you're this, like those are the reminders of like, dude, I help people for free. Like you're not going to distract me with your running your mouth and like yelling at me. Like I do things that like I help people without getting paid. So like I feel pretty good. I feel confident that when somebody attacks me, like whatever. That's them. That's all them. Okay. So that's your goal. Your goal is to feel confident in yourself that when somebody yells at you or tells you you're too expensive or that you're outrageous, you want to help them more than you want to fight them. Because you realize that like, it's nothing to do with you. Like they're hurting on some level. They don't have information. And so this is less of a tactical strategy I'm giving you and more of just like an emotional strategy of like, pick up the fucking phone and call more people. Like that's actually my tactic. So